And record. Hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning into another video. And today's video, it's really just going to be me talking to you about my stuff, about my plans. But I think this is going to be exciting, so I would encourage you to stay tuned. In fact, all is going to become apparent very quickly, so you'll decide if you want to hear it or not. But first of all, I do have an announcement to make. And of course, it is channel related because you will be able to watch my journey on the channel. But I want to give you a race announcement, and I will be running the Osaka Marathon with Mizuno on February 24th. That's Monday, February 24th. It's another Monday marathon. So as you know, that is just around the corner. And I know that a lot of you probably already know that I am running the Osaka Marathon. A couple days ago, I started putting it out on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, but I didn't make an official announcement. Now, if you have been tuning into some of those other shorts on those other platforms, you know I did put out a request to ask what Mizuno shoe should I wear as like my daily walking around kind of easy run shoe while I'm in Japan. And you won't be surprised to know that I chose the Mizuno Wave Sky 8. I kind of knew before I asked you, but this shoe is just going to tick all the boxes and be a solid option for everything that I needed to do while I'm in Japan. Now, I did say that I am going to run the Osaka Marathon with Mizuno. And this, as it turns out, is an enormous watershed moment for this channel, for my kind of social media journey, because I've never had anything like this before. Mizuno is the first company to look at my channel and kind of say, yeah, Matt, come along for the journey, make some content, film our race, wear our gear, and I've got to say, it feels pretty good. I do have to say that I feel like I don't deserve it. There is definitely some imposter syndrome going on. Like, I can't believe a company like Mizuno is bringing me to Japan to run a marathon. Like, I'm not even sure I have the words to convey to you how big of a deal this is to me. So, of course, I want to thank Mizuno. You know, they made the offer. They're bringing me over there. But I also want to thank you, because you are my viewers and you're the ones that tune in and actually watch me just, you know, ramble on about running, talking about running shoes. And I do just want to say that I appreciate each and every one of you. It definitely isn't lost on me that you guys spend a lot of your time watching me. So thank you. And again, thank you to Mizuno. I am really excited. Okay, just before I go on to the rest of the plan I have for this video, I just want to tell you how excited I am about this trip. And again, I don't think I have the words to really describe it, but let's just say I've been losing sleep. Like, I've been thinking about it non-stop and I just haven't been sleeping well. I'm also just a little nervous. You know, there's a lot of things to be nervous about. I've never been to Japan before, which I'm not too worried about that. Like, I'm a big fan of the whole Japanese culture. It's an extremely safe country. It's a place that I've always wanted to visit, but they're 14 hours ahead from where I live. So how is the jet lag going to affect me? You know, the last time I traveled somewhere that was like 12, 13 hours different from where I live was probably 25 years ago. So I think I am going to be tired. I think I'm going to be grumpy. I hope it doesn't affect my running too much, but whatever happens, I am going to be bringing you with me. I am going to be making videos, and I hope you will watch my videos with me. So in Osaka, I am going to be running in the Wave Rebellion Pro 3. Except, now usually I make this pretty smooth on camera, but bear with me one second. I have a box down here, and usually, and look, I might just pull an old Wizard of Oz thing here and kind of show you the man behind the curtain. But usually when I do an unboxing, I've already unboxed it before I film the unboxing. I mean, obviously you know this, that's how I can like slap the box and make another box up here. But today, I am gonna unbox this in front of you. I haven't seen what's inside and I'm excited to open up. I think I know what's inside, but I haven't seen it. So let's open up the box. I'm gonna say, it's pretty fun doing this with you. Maybe I'll do this more often. I'm too much of a planner to do that. I like to open the boxes, see what's inside, think about what I'm gonna say to you, and then open it on camera. But not today. Look at this. Guys, you have probably seen this with some other runners, but this is the Onihari pack. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm sorry if it's not, but this is going to be my race day kit in Osaka. And this looks like the singlet. I'll open this up in just a second for you. This looks like, oh, it's probably a t-shirt with the same Onihari design. Oh, got some race day socks too. All right, stand by, because there is something else in here. And you won't be surprised to know that it's a shoebox. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm gonna actually read this to you in a second because it explains what Onihari is. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's the Wave Rebellion Pro 3 Onihari pack. And these will be my race day shoes in Osaka. That is really exciting. These things just look so good. Okay. Now this card that came with the Onihari pack shoes says, be prepared. Oni This name, which refers to demon in Japanese, is deeply rooted in ancient history, pulsing within dark shadows. The Oni is not merely a monster, it is an unknown entity imagined in various forms. And it appears that Oni even exists in the world of running. The time has come. What is Oni and what is Oni-hai? You will soon encounter the truth in Japan. Are you prepared to step into the realm of Oni? Yes. Mizuno, yes, I am ready. Okay, so it didn't actually tell me what Oni-hai is, but I kind of know. And basically, the demon and the colors that are representing the demon represents the two sides of us. The two sides that battle it out in our mind. Think of it as an angel on one shoulder, a demon on the other. And this fits into marathon running perfectly, because there are going to be times in the race when I'm going to be thinking to myself, man, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep up with this pace? Are you going to dig deep? Are you going to walk further into the pain cave? Or are you going to back off? Well, time will tell what journey I actually choose, but I'm hoping I choose the right one. Anyway, solid shoes. Pretty exciting, huh? Now, let me just try on the t-shirt. I love it. Okay, so now that we've been talking about digging deep or not digging deep or how I'm going to handle the race, I think now would be a good time to talk about some race goals. Now, if you've been following along for a couple of years, my race goals have pretty much stayed the same, and that's really not going to change this year, especially when I look at some of the predictor tools that I use to let me know what I should be going for. So I'm just going to run through a couple with you, and the first off we have Coros, and Coros, I can't trust them. I wear my Coros on every run, and yet they are suggesting that I have the ability to run a marathon in 3 hours, 1 minute and 41 seconds. Guys, I don't. I know my fitness and I don't think it's 3:01. But we're going to start there and then we're going to go up. Next up is Metathon. Now, Metathon is a website that piggybacks off your Strava data. So it gets all your Strava data, compiles it, and then it gives you a time that it thinks you can run a marathon based on your last like 8 weeks or 12 weeks of training. And Metathon tells me that I can run a marathon in 3 hours, 11 minutes and 50 seconds, right? I think that's pretty good. That's right around where I would ideally like to run. But of course, I also use a Garmin when I'm out running, and I use a Garmin for all my runs, and Garmin thinks I can run a marathon in 3 hours, 12 minutes and 42 seconds. So pretty close to Metathon. And then I've got Stride. Now I do put my Stride foot pods on my shoes for most of my runs. And I do mean most of my runs, like 95% of my runs. And Stride says that I can run a marathon in 3 hours, 22 minutes and 23 seconds. And that's give or take 4 minutes. So best case scenario, according to Stride, 3 hours and 18 minutes. Now I am going to stick to those two middle ones, Metathon and Garmin. I think those are going to be the most predictive. And if you remember, last September I ran the Berlin Marathon and I ran it in, I forget, but 3 hours and 13 minutes. And I also ran that race very well. Now remember that race vlog, I was complaining that I was being held back in the beginning, but it was actually a good thing because that was one of the best races that I ever ran. The second half of the Berlin Marathon was only 6 seconds slower than my first half. Now, do I think that's going to happen in Osaka? I don't know. It depends. The weather looks pretty good. Now, I am not going to talk about the weather for Osaka right now because you will be hearing enough about that as the days go on. But right now, I do just want to overlay the Osaka Marathon course, and I'm just looking at it on, I've got an iPad just off screen right here, and it looks like a really fun course. Like you're running around the whole city. There are several parts of the course where they have out and back sections, but overall, it is a loop course, and I really like that. Next up, now you can see this on the bottom of your screen. Next up, this is the elevation profile for the Osaka Marathon. And I am really excited for this course looking at this elevation profile because it looks like we've got some rolling hills in the beginning, although nothing too big. And then right around 31K, there it looks like a fairly steep climb, although it only goes up about 20 meters, so 60 something feet, which is a fairly big climb, but it's the only climb on the course. And then it looks like we drop back down and we have quite a steep descent. So if I can just maintain on that one uphill without blowing up, I think I'll be good. I just have to save some energy. So I think it's going to be quite a tricky course because I think it's going to encourage fast running, but it's not going to be totally easy because there are these rolling hills and then that one fairly big hill about 2/3 of the way in. Of course, if you guys have any advice on how I should tackle this course, I'd love to hear it. Like, even though I have run over 50 marathons, I feel like I could still use all the advice that I can get. Like, it's still nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time. Oh, and by the way, Mizuno has some like cool tours planned for us while we're there, and of course I'll be taking you along. So if you're interested in seeing some of the sights of Japan, or specifically Osaka, then I'd love it if you watch my running travel vlog. I'm gonna try and get a video out every day. I mean, who knows? Who knows how busy I'll be? I guess the real question is how tired I'm gonna be. Oh, and here's the thing. While I've still got you, or at least those of you that are still here, like you are the people that I really want to hear from. So what do you think I should do? Japan is 14 hours ahead of where I live. My flight leaves at 6 in the morning and I don't get into Osaka until quite late, 6 or 7 in the evening. Then by the time I jump on a train and get to the hotel, it's going to be even later. Okay, but then it's going to be nighttime in Japan. So my question to you is, it's about a 22-hour journey. Do you think I should just stay awake for those 22 hours and then get to Japan, hopefully being really exhausted with the hope of trying to get to sleep? Or do you think I'll stay up for those 22 hours and then I won't be able to sleep when I get there? I don't know. It's a tricky thing. Anyway, these are the things that keep me up at night. Anyway, look, if you have made it till this point in the video, why don't you drop that demon face? Is it like a little devil? I'm gonna put it on the screen right now so you know what I'm talking about, but drop that in the comments just so I know that you made it till this point in the video, and also it kind of looks like the Oni demon. But for now, it's Matt B. This has been my race announcement for the Osaka Marathon and my race day predictions. Oh, and of course, drop your own predictions of my race time in the comments below. Be kind, be happy, run well. See you in a couple of days.